Have you ever wondered why some women just ooze timeless style without ever trying too hard? It's not about the latest trend. It's not even about wearing luxury from head to toe. It's something far more subtle and powerful. Let's talk about the bag. Yes, that one accessory that might seem small but speaks volumes. Because believe it or not, the handbag you carry can reveal more about you than you think. While so many people chase after the next big it bag, women from old money circles are doing the opposite. They're not into trends. They're not showing off flashy logos, and yet somehow they still stand out effortlessly. So what's their secret? It's not about owning dozens of designer bags. It's about choosing the right one. A bag that's practical, elegant, quiet, but powerful. A bag that doesn't shout, "Look at me," but whispers, "I already belong." In this video, we're breaking down what makes old money women different when it comes to their arm candy, from the psychology behind their choices to the quiet power of understated wealth and why they see handbags as heirlooms, not accessories. So if you're ready to rethink what's hanging off your shoulder, and maybe even start building a wardrobe that tells your story without saying a word, stick around. You're about to see handbags in a whole new light. Let's start with something most people overlook, the psychology of your bag. We don't always think about it, but the handbag we carry sends a message. A quiet one, but a powerful one. And for old money women, that message is carefully chosen, every single time. See, they don't just grab a bag that matches the outfit. They choose pieces that reflect their mindset, their values, and most importantly, their sense of identity. Unlike flashy bags that demand attention, old money bags do the opposite. They speak with restraint. They say, "I don't need to prove anything." And that's the core difference. While some bags shout, "Look at me, I'm trendy, expensive, important," the bags carried by old money women quietly whisper, "I'm timeless, I'm refined, and I don't chase trends, they follow me." That might sound dramatic, but the truth is, style isn't just about appearance, it's about intention, and their bags reflect that intention in every stitch. Let's pause and think for a moment. What does your current bag say about you? Is it bold and loud? Is it covered in logos? Is it trying a little too hard? Or is it simple, elegant, and built to last? Old money women understand something that many of us miss, the value of subtlety. Their bags are often logo-free, minimal in design but rich in quality. They know that true luxury doesn't beg for attention, it just is. It's not about chasing the latest drop or lining up for the hottest collab. It's about choosing something that aligns with who they are, calm, confident, and consistent. Because here's the thing, when you're truly secure in yourself, you don't need your bag to do the talking. You let your presence speak first. The bag just follows your lead. And let's not forget, the right bag can anchor an entire look. It completes the outfit without overwhelming it. It shows that you understand balance, proportion, and purpose. That's why, for these women, a handbag is more than an accessory. It's a quiet signature, a daily reminder of who they are and what they stand for. So next time you pick up your bag before heading out the door, ask yourself, am I carrying a trend or am I carrying a statement? There's a difference, and once you feel it, you'll never go back. Now that we've talked about the psychology behind the bag, let's go a step deeper, into something I like to call the invisible flex. If you haven't heard that term before, don't worry. You already know what it looks like. You just might not have had the words for it. The invisible flex is when someone has everything, the wealth, the status, the taste, but they don't feel the need to prove it. It's subtle, it's quiet, and it's powerful. Old money women are the masters of this art. While so many people rely on bold branding, flashy colors, or oversized logos to signal success, they take the opposite route. Their bags are often logo-free, neutral, even understated to the point where you might miss them at first glance. But make no mistake, these are not basic bags. They are often made by heritage brands, with exceptional craftsmanship the finest materials, and decades of history behind them. It's just that only those who truly know will recognize them. And that's the point. You see, old money style isn't about being recognized by everyone. It's about being recognized by the right ones. To the untrained eye, their handbag might seem plain, but to someone with a discerning sense of quality and history, it speaks volumes. It's like a secret handshake, elegant, exclusive, and unspoken. And here's where the flex becomes real. When you don't need to shout your status, when you don't need validation from strangers, that's when you're truly free. Because the need to prove wealth often comes from insecurity. But when you grow up around it, or have cultivated quiet confidence, you realize that showing off is unnecessary. Old money women don't carry bags to impress. They carry bags that belong in their world. And in doing so, they make one of the boldest statements of all. I know who I am. I don't need to prove it to you. So the next time you see someone with a simple, well-made bag that doesn't scream for attention, pause for a second. That bag might just be the loudest thing in the room, in the most elegant way possible. Because the invisible flex, it's not about being seen, it's about being understood. Let's be honest, we've all been there. 1 minute, it's oversized totes. Next, it's tiny micro bags that can't even hold your phone. And somewhere in between, we're constantly scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, watching one trend replace another like waves crashing on the shore. It's exhausting. The fashion cycle is moving faster than ever. And for most of us, it's tempting, even addictive, to keep up. But here's the thing. Old money women aren't playing that game. They don't have time to chase fads. Not because they're too busy, but because they've outgrown that kind of thinking. While the world obsesses over what's new, they focus on what's lasting. You won't catch them rushing out to buy the latest it bag because some influencer posted it in a haul. They aren't swayed by hype. They're grounded in something deeper, a long-term approach to style, and that's the beauty of it. They don't change their bags every season. They don't need to, because the bags they choose are already classic. Already timeless, already tested by decades, not just trends. It's a completely different mindset. Where most people chase the feeling of newness, old money women embrace the power of consistency. Their wardrobe isn't a revolving door. It's a curated collection, one that serves them year after year. There's comfort in that. Imagine waking up, getting dressed, and not second-guessing your bag because it's last season. Imagine not caring if your look is trending because you know it will always be relevant. That's freedom. That's clarity. And honestly, that's style maturity, because trends come and go. But elegance? That's forever. Old money women have learned that true fashion isn't about being first. It's about being right. And what's right rarely changes with the wind. So, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by the pace of trends, maybe it's time to step back, just like they do. Choose fewer things. Choose better things. And let your style be something that grows with you, not something you constantly chase. Because in a world addicted to what's next, sometimes the most powerful move is to stay exactly where you are, rooted, refined, and unbothered. Let's shift gears for a moment. We've talked about style, confidence, and choosing timeless pieces. But what if your bag was more than just a fashion choice? What if it carried history? For old money women, many of their handbags aren't just purchases, they're heirlooms. Pieces passed down from mother to daughter, from one generation to the next, each one holding not just belongings, but memories. Think about that. That perfectly aged leather bag you see on her arm, it may have belonged to her grandmother. It may have been held during weddings, milestone moments, or quiet days filled with meaning. These bags have stories woven into every thread. There's a richness to that. Not just in the material, but in the emotion. In a world where fast fashion dominates, old money women remind us that the most meaningful things often aren't new. They're lived in, loved, and carried through time. This is where fashion becomes deeply personal. Because when she reaches for that vintage Kelly bag or a classic Chanel from the 70s, she's not just choosing a look, she's honoring legacy. She's stepping into a tradition that was built long before trends and will still be standing long after they've faded. There's something incredibly grounding about that. When your bag has a past, it gives your present more depth, and it connects you to something greater than yourself. It's no longer about labels or aesthetics. It's about identity, family, memory. Even the smallest scuff or worn corner becomes beautiful, a sign that the bag has lived, that it has lasted. And honestly, isn't that the kind of style we all want? Not something disposable, but something enduring, something with soul. Old money women don't just carry luxury, they carry legacy. And that's a type of elegance you can't buy off the shelf. So maybe the next time you're thinking of getting a new bag, take a moment. Look back. Ask yourself, is there a story worth carrying forward? Because sometimes the most powerful bag in the room isn't the newest. It's the one with the most memories. Let's talk money, not the flashy kind, not the kind that screams with gold chains and oversized logos. We're talking about smart money, quiet wealth, strategic choices, long-term thinking. And when it comes to handbags, old money women know something most people overlook. A well-chosen bag isn't just a fashion piece, it's an investment. Think about it. We're used to buying bags that lose value the moment we walk out the store. Trendy styles, fast fashion knockoffs, novelty designs, they're fun, but fleeting. But old money women play a different game. They invest in icons, pieces that hold their value, and in some cases, even grow. A Hermes Birkin, a vintage Chanel 255, a perfectly preserved Delvaux or Moynat. These bags aren't just beautiful, they're built to last. Crafted by hand, from the finest materials, with a level of artistry that only a few truly appreciate. And here's where it gets interesting. Over time, their value often goes up. Yes, just like fine art or rare watches, certain handbags appreciate in worth, not just financially, but emotionally too. Because these bags aren't mass-produced. They're exclusive, scarce, timeless. And when cared for properly, they become legacy pieces, ones that you can pass down and profit from. But old money women don't just buy these bags because of their resale potential. They buy them because they understand something deeper. That quality pays off. That timelessness outlives trendiness. That a single great bag is worth more than 10 forgettable ones. It's a mindset rooted in patience. They don't rush. They don't impulse buy. They wait until they find the piece that fits into their life for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And once it's theirs, it becomes part of the family, a trusted companion that only grows more meaningful with age. So next time you're tempted by that shiny new trend, ask yourself, is this a quick fix? Or is this an investment? Because the bag you choose today could very well be the bag your daughter carries one day, or the one a collector is willing to pay thousands for. And honestly, isn't it kind of amazing when fashion becomes financial wisdom? Old money women figured that out a long time ago. They buy smart, wear slow, and let time do the rest. Step into any trendy fashion space today, and you'll notice one thing. More is more. Big logos, bold prints, metal chains, rhinestones, loud colors. Oversized everything. Fashion today has become a competition for attention. Louder, flashier, faster. And in the middle of all that noise, old money women walk in with less and still outshine everyone in the room. That's the quiet power of minimalism. While others stack trends like layers, they pare things back. They choose simplicity over spectacle, structure over flash. And it's not because they lack confidence, it's because they don't need the noise. Their handbag is a perfect reflection of that mindset. No logos, No over-the-top embellishments, just clean lines, flawless materials, and impeccable craftsmanship. It's the kind of bag that doesn't beg for attention, but effortlessly commands respect. Because true elegance isn't loud. It doesn't chase trends. It rests in its own presence. And here's the irony. In a world obsessed with standing out, the woman who says the least often draws the most eyes. Old money women have mastered this. Their minimalist bags aren't plain, they're intentional. Every detail, from the stitching to the silhouette, has purpose. Nothing is extra. Nothing is wasted. They know that when you strip away the excess, what's left must be excellent. There's no hiding behind trendiness. The bag either holds its own or it doesn't. And it's not just about aesthetics. Minimalism makes life easier. Less clutter, less pressure to keep up, more focus on what really matters. One well-made tote can replace 5 trend-based purses. One structured clutch can transition from a morning meeting to an evening dinner, seamlessly. That's the kind of versatility old money women value. It's also why their style rarely feels dated. Because when you don't chase what's in, you never have to worry about going out. So the next time you're tempted by the biggest, boldest bag on the shelf, take a breath. Ask yourself, is it you? Or is it just now? There's a difference. Minimalism isn't about having less. It's about choosing better. And in a world overflowing with choices, that kind of clarity, that's the real luxury. Let's be real. A bag can be stunning, designer, and Instagram-worthy. But if it can't hold anything more than a lipstick and a credit card, what's the point? Old money women understand this better than anyone. For them, style isn't just about how something looks. It's about how it works. Their lives are full. Schedules, responsibilities, family traditions, social obligations. And their bags? They have to keep up. That's why function always comes first. It's not glamorous to talk about compartments, zippers, or reinforced straps, but it matters. Because a beautiful bag that works, that's power. Old money women don't waste their time with novelty pieces that only last one season. They look for bags that can move from errands to meetings to dinners without missing a beat. They think about how well the leather holds up over time, whether the bag fits what they actually carry, if it complements different outfits without clashing, and most importantly, if it makes life easier. That kind of consideration is rare these days, but it's part of what sets them apart. While many are seduced by sparkle and flash, they're asking better questions. Will this bag serve me? Will it still work for me 10 years from now? Does it do its job and look good doing it? And when you think about it, that's not just smart. That's liberating. Because fashion should support your life, not complicate it. It should move with you, not hold you back. There's also something incredibly elegant about a woman who carries a bag that's beautiful and useful. It says, I know what I'm doing, and I came prepared. You feel that energy the moment she walks into a room. No fidgeting with oversized statement pieces. No switching bags every 2 hours to match a different look. Just one great piece. Thoughtful, functional, reliable. And that reliability becomes part of her identity. In a way, the bag isn't just holding her belongings. It's holding her rhythm, her pace, her lifestyle. So if you're building a wardrobe that's not just stylish but sustainable, start thinking like they do. Choose the bag that works harder, not just the one that looks louder. Because in the end, flash fades. But function, that stays. So what have we learned? Old money women don't follow trends. They don't chase after what's hot or what's new. Instead, they invest in pieces that tell a story, that hold meaning, and that last. Their bags are more than accessories. They're extensions of their values. They reflect patience, heritage, function, and elegance. No loud logos, no flashy colors. Just quiet confidence wrapped in beautiful craftsmanship. And in a world that's constantly shouting for attention, they remind us of something powerful. You don't have to be loud to be seen. You don't have to chase fashion to have style. And the right bag? It doesn't just complete your outfit, it says something about who you are. So maybe next time you're choosing a new piece, think like they do. Is it timeless? Is it thoughtful? Will it still matter 10 years from now? If the answer is yes, then it's already a luxury. Thanks for spending this time with me. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments. What's one timeless piece you own or dream of owning someday? Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, stay elegant and stay true to you.